Welcome, everyone, to Season 2 of the Tao of Lloyd. If you are here from the very beginning, or if you have stumbled onto this project in some future date and you've cycled back for Chapter 1 of this season, I've got a short and simple ask of you. Sign up to be a supporter of the podcast at patreon.com/TAO of Lloyd. Membership starts at $0. And yes, I do hope that you decide to chip in above $0. But the truth is, the Patreon page is still the best way to keep in touch and make this project sustainable. So please take a moment and visit patreon.com/Tao of Lloyd. And that's patreon.com/TAO of Lloyd, spelled with 2 L's. Okay, that's it. Let's begin Season 2. Hey everyone, I'm Lloyd Dobler. Yeah, that Lloyd Dobler from Say Anything, the boombox guy. But can we get something out of the way? Would you like to be known forever for that one thing you did in the purgatory of that time in your life after high school graduation and before whatever the fall of that year had in store for you? I mean, think about your own life. Would you want that night in your obituary? Exactly. And no, Diane and I didn't make it. Spoiler alert, if you've been here since Season 1, you know I've yelled at fascists, capitalists, sometimes Diane, algorithms, sometimes myself. And I'm shifting to Season 2 quicker than my original plan because honestly, in the path of Season 1, somewhere between episodes 1 and 11, I lost a few things. I lost my meditation practice, ironically. I lost my breath. I lost my center. The Tao says, be like water. But I've been vibrating like a triple espresso, trying to stay afloat in the Trump-era tsunami of fresh horrors, recycled tweets, and whatever else comes out of that fascist fuck's face every day. I've been buzzing, I've been scrolling, I've been performing democracy's autopsy with a microphone, some audio editing software, and an overused dog-eared thesaurus I've been carrying around since the Reagan administration. And look, it's not that we shouldn't be performing an autopsy on democracy right now. I mean, did you see the latest coming out of the Trump administration? He said, confident that this sentence would arouse horror in the listener, no matter if they hear it in October 17, 2025, or almost any day in the foreseeable future. Can you see past the horizon of the United States post-Donald Trump? Because obviously the administration just rebranded the Department of Defense as the Department of War. The Supreme Court has legalized Christian nationalism. The budget for ICE is a blank check from the Office of Make America White Again, and Charlie Kirk's funeral looked like a fascist Comic-Con. And then there's Project 2025, there's Elon Musk launching AI angels for the military, the absurdity of Gaza having to negotiate an end to their own genocide that we, the American taxpayer and the Department of War, enabled. Okay, you see what I mean? So I'm starting over. This is me going back to the text that started this project, the Tao Te Ching. This is Chapter 1, only 80 more to go. And look, I'm not here pretending that I am an expert or I've got a PhD in, well, anything. I'm wrestling with this text, this ancient wisdom, to try to find the way through this moment. If you finish all 81 chapters in Season 2 of the Tao of Lloyd, you don't get enlightenment. Sorry, I'm not even selling that. Enlightenment isn't going to come for us in this life, is it? I mean, how many incarnations have we been through? How many lives have we lived before we landed in this body as a baby who knew everything it needed to know the moment it was born, only to forget, so that everything we think we are learning is actually a process of remembering. I mean, What if I'm not out here trying to become Buddha? I'm just trying to uncover the Buddha nature that was always there, buried under a layer of federally approved carcinogenic Cheeto snack dust. The FDA says we can't eat it anymore, but spiritually, we've been inhaling it for lifetimes, plural. So slow down. Seriously, you can't binge season 2 of the Tao Te Ching like it's the Squid Game on Netflix. The Tao Te Ching just stares at you until you realize you're the one on the elimination floor. It's the anti-Netflix, 81 tiny little cliffhangers with no recap episodes. So before we begin with chapter 1, I want to tell you what the supposed origin story is of the book. The legend says that Lao Tzu was this ancient sage who one day said, "Peace, I'm out. I'm leaving this city to live in solitude and in nature." And at the city gate, the guard stopped him and said, "Bro, before you ghost civilization, can you write down the cheat codes for us?" So Lao Tzu did. And he left behind these 81 verses, the Tao Te Ching. And for me, the Tao hits like deja vu. I read them and I feel like I'm remembering something I already knew before the cancer of capitalism metastasized inside of me. One quick logistical note before we hit play. I'm reading, and I recommend you purchasing, and I don't get any affiliation codes or anything like that. I'm reading Stephen Mitchell's translation of the Tao with one minor tweak. Mitchell alternates he and she pronouns, which I think was an admirable switch when he published in late 80s. I'm going to add the pronoun they to the mix, alternating between they, she, and he, because I'm not out here trying to misgender the ineffable. Okay, let's breathe. Breathe in through the nose. Hold for a count of 5. Breathe out through the mouth. Hold for a count of 5. And let yourself know that today I'm showing up, one chapter at a time, one breath at a time, because that's the only way through this Trump era. Not by winning every argument, not by flaming everybody on social media, but by learning how to sit still in a collapsing empire without collapsing ourselves. Now, the Tao calls this Wu Wei, non-forcing, doing without pushing, acting when the moment moves through you. Not at it, not reacting. So, okay, one more time. Let's breathe in through the nose. Count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And out through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just return to breathing normally, and maybe unclench your jaw. I'll admit my jaw's been clenched since I realized that Barack Obama's hope and change wasn't much more than the Wall Street agenda with Shepard Fairey branding. Now my jaw's clenched again. Maybe yours is too. Let that go. Notice that I just pulled you into the then and the there. That's where my mind went. The then and the there could be the email that you should answer, the tweet that you shouldn't have read, the worry that Democrats are never going to save us, the Molotov cocktail you could be throwing. Yeah, let it all exhale. And if you're able, allow your eyes to float closed and then breathe through the nose and then out through the nose. Right here, right now. This is the Tao Te Ching, Chapter 1. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The Tao that can be named is not the eternal name. The unnameable is the eternally real. Naming is the origin of all particular things. Free from desire, you realize the mystery. Caught in desire, you see only the manifestations. Yet mystery and manifestations arise from the same source. This source is called darkness. Darkness within darkness, the gateway to all understanding. And that concludes chapter 1. And the first line already wrecks me. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao, which is hilarious considering I'm literally telling it on a podcast. Isn't that like making a TikTok about how social media destroys attention spans? Or live tweeting a vow of silence? Maybe that's the point. Maybe even in my new understanding of the Tao, in my anti-guru, non-expert way, I can still be a finger pointing at the moon, hoping you look past the finger before I accidentally stick it in my eye. The other line from chapter 1 that hits me hard is, free from desire, you realize the mystery. Free from desire, you realize the mystery. Yeah, I mean, honestly, about that, I'm not free from desire. I desire everything. Justice, coffee, validation. Please validate me. I mean, how do we even be free from desire in a world built to monetize wanting? Amazon knows what I want before I crave it. Apple tracks my enlightenment podcast. What? Apple, I can't even speak. Apple tracks my enlightenment progress. Every app is a Buddha trap. And meanwhile, the fascists are meditating on power, not peace. So maybe I'm supposed to want harder? So yeah, there it is. That's your example. Desire hijacks perception. When I'm wanting, I see fragments. I see headlines, notifications, outrage, but not the whole. The mystery gets drowned out by the algorithm, and the Tao is telling me to step back and breathe. Mystery and manifestations come from the same source, darkness. It's like that first moment of creation in quantum physics where time and space are all crunched up. I have no idea if I even understand what I just said. Maybe the doom scroll that we're on might be a doorway if we stop trying to weaponize it. So there you go. That's the first of 81 chapters. One down, 80 more to misinterpret, maybe get wrong, and maybe stumble into the truth once in a while. If your eyes were closed, you can open them. If your heart was closed, maybe crack it open a little bit, will you? You can rewind, re-listen, or just let this float through your day. And if it stirs something, share it with you. Share it. Tag me on social media. Shout it out into the algorithm or whisper it to a friend. And again, if you want to help this project keep on humming, consider becoming a monthly contributor at patreon.com/Tao of Lloyd. And I'll see you next time for chapter 2. From the edge of the empire and the center of the self, this is the Tao of Lloyd.